We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Washington football team. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Play fake. Murray. Flush to his right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat, in every meeting with reporters. This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him.
Oh, wow.
You thought you had it.
Complete.
You thought you had it.
Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, touchdown number 15 of the year. And Washington has taken a first quarter lead. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Nelson. Oh, good return up past the 30. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Montez Sweat. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing, Jones. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Chase Young. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his third. Touchdown now on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. The point after is good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here comes Nelson. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. To try again after the sack. Jones eluding the pressure right. Going deep downfield for Ross. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can 12, 15 yards after. We're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Murray now to throw. That's Samuel, caught left side. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll try to run with Gibson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Nelson. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
From the 31, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
A pretty wild first quarter, 21-7, our score. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now Jones. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying All is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Murray. Ertz has it left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Murray. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going, and also you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. On 1st down, Jones to Barkley on the check down.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. this time on 3rd down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is brought in at the 21. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now Murray off play action. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10. Jones now on 1st and 10. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones escaping the pressure right. Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this 1st half. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. A final shot before half from Murray. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this 1st half of play. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the 2nd half. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they trail here to begin the 2nd half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about
touchdown, Giants. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Giants come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A first down run there by Fournette as he'll get this forward for a gain of about 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Murray. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead is up to 15 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Jones on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, They brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Going deep downfield for Ross. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Gibson again. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going for it. Hits Murray. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the 17, Murray flushed out right. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run with Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Point after, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Nelson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively. Touchdown! Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Fournette once more on second down.
Ooh, the juke. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 51 yards.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
The extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt. Looking to throw on second down. Jones, they'll set up the screen to Barkley. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now Jones from the gun on third down. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Back to throw it, Murray.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Nifty move. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
Lines up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that is incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Murray going to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught.
Touchdown, Washington.
Curtis Samuel with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is now an even 30. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Eluding the pressure, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Washington,
their strong